It all seems to have unfolded really fast, but now JT, Lil Uzi, and Roc Nation are facing a lawsuit after an ex-assistant came forward with serious accusations of harassment. According to her, he sent her all kinds of inappropriate text messages, including one that said, "Let me rub your clappers." She also claims he pressured her to lay down with him. On top of that, she revealed that he made her do work for JT without paying her a dime. Can you imagine that? Being exploited like that while working tirelessly? This situation kind of reminds people of when JT and Cardi B were going back and forth on social media. And in another case, there was Stefon Diggs, where Chris accused him of certain things, and JT was vocal about wanting justice for Chris. Now, it seems like she might be facing something eerily similar herself. LilUziVert's former assistant went into detail about how things escalated. What started as long hours of work quickly turned into inappropriate messages. She recalls texts like, "Come rub me down before you leave. I'm by myself right now. Send me something." And even more shocking, he would say things like, "You're more than my assistant. You're my beat word." She also shared that she was working anywhere from 12 to 39 hours straight, paying out of her own pocket for business expenses, and was repeatedly denied overtime or reimbursement. This news hit the blogs hard today. But fans actually noticed something yesterday. JT had deactivated her Twitter account. Some people speculated that she did it because she released a project called Girls Gone Wall, which didn't perform well. So many assumed that's the reason behind her deactivation, thinking her music flop led her to step back from social media. It looks like JT might have deactivated her Twitter to avoid seeing all the chatter about her and Lil Uzi blowing up across social media. Things have been moving fast, and there's actually an update on the case. Apparently, the assistant quietly dropped the lawsuit just 17 days after filing it. Now that makes you wonder, did they pay her some kind of hush money, or is something else going on behind the scenes? Meanwhile, Cardi B caught wind of all this drama and decided to weigh in on her Instagram broadcast channel. She posted, "Don't play about me ever late about always on time." Many people think she was indirectly addressing the situation with Lil Uzi and JT, especially because JT has been so vocal about the Stefon Diggs case in the past. Fans on social media are already talking about karma, saying that maybe this is JT facing the consequences of speaking out so strongly about Cardi B's situation with Stefon Diggs. And while all of that drama is going on, Lil Uzi has his own serious allegations to deal with as well, keeping everyone talking and speculating about what might happen next.
Roc Nation getting sued. Uzi's former personal assistant is claiming that from the time she was hired in 2002 all the way up until 2005, she had to endure workplace abuse, retaliation, and harassment at the hands of LilUziVert. She was approached with the opportunity to work as LilUziVert's assistant by Roc Nation, and she was compensated $50,000 a year. She claims that she was aware it was going to be long work hours and some sleepless nights, but what she endured was actually crazy. She claims that throughout the time she was traveling with LilUziVert, she would go on these tangents, all types of rude text messages, asking her to see her clappers, telling her that she needed to toughen up, and just flat out scolding her when she made a mistake. Because she was expected to respond to Uzi within seconds of him contacting her, and if she didn't, he would go in a separate group chat and make fun of her to the other co-workers. Apparently, she accused LilUziVert of harassment, claiming that he came on to her multiple times within the time frame that she was working for him, asking her to come rub him down, and requesting to see pictures of her bum. The situation gets even more crazy because the assistant dragged JT into it. She claims that in December of 2023, JT fired her own personal assistant and asked LilUziVert if it was okay if she used his. For the month of December, she worked for JT and LilUziVert, but she was not compensated for the services she allegedly rendered to JT. Former assistant claims that she struggled with burnout and even had to seek therapy due to the way she was being treated. Now, this entire situation is crazy. Something tells you that LilUziVert and Roc Nation are definitely about to have to cash this lady out. She provided crazy text messages with Uzi asking her to come stay with him, saying how he's gonna be nice and get a hotel room for them to sleep in later that night. Nation comes into play because she claims she was hired by Roc Nation, and when she reached out to them, letting them know radically outweighed what she was being compensated. She claims she had a one-on-one meeting with Desiree Perez, who agreed to double her salary at $100,000 a year, and Desiree even asked her to move to New York. Woman went on to claim that she was never paid per diem expenses to buy little things while they were on the road, and she endured 2 tours with LilUziVert. She claims she had to come out of pocket pocket for expenses like Wi-Fi, and sometimes even food for Uzi and his entourage. I'm not gonna hold you, I don't see this ending well. Hopefully they settle out of court with this girl because she seems like she knows where the bodies are buried. I'm curious to know what you guys think regarding this. Let me know.
Y'all done made JT deactivate. Her man is being sued. Rock Nation is being sued. Let's get into the details. Now, right now, we don't know who this is because she's going by Jane Doe. She's suing for, workplace SH, failure to pay her compensation. This is what's going on. She claims she worked for Uzi between 2022 and this year and says the job left her drained and broke. She was promised a $50,000 salary after leaving her job at Balenciaga, but ended up working extreme hours, sometimes up to 39 hours straight, while covering her own travel, food, and work expenses. In the lawsuit, apparently he crossed serious boundaries because he was sending her inappropriate vanish mode messages like, come rub me down before you leave, let me see that booty, I'm by myself right now, send me something. She also said he asked her to stay in his hotel room, telling her, I just want to sleep, I don't like sleeping by myself, I won't touch you. And obviously, I guess he became angry and verbally abusive when she was like, no. This is what was shared. Y'all can screenshot it. Here are some more texts he sent her. Y'all can screenshot this. So she's also accusing him of making racially charged comments, saying no black rapper would be able to tell a white girl stop being soft. Well, today I am. She claims the harassment got worse when he was on Xanax and Oxy, and that he often sent her aggressive texts while under the influence. She said by 2024, she started going to therapy for burnout, emotional distress. Around the same time, JT had fired her assistant, so Uzi made her work for JT without any additional pay. Now she says after years of what she calls harassment, overwork, and unpaid labor, she finally quit in April, calling it a breaking point, and the lawsuit accuses Roc Nation executives of ignoring her repeated complaints and failing to take action. So she's suing for emotional distress, unpaid wages, and damages. Now, some of you ended up dragging JT instead of...
Been named in a new lawsuit with Roc Nation, and this one is not good. Right now, what they're being sued over is alleged workplace misconduct and labor violations. The person who filed this complaint/suit was a former personal assistant who contends that she was subjected to persistent sexual harassment through text messages and verbal comments, and then also was made to be available 24/7 while being in Australia, Asia, Europe, and US. She also claims that she worked without overtime pay and incredibly long shifts, and overall felt as if she was working in a hostile work environment in a drug-fueled retaliation. Again, this is a lawsuit against not only LilUziVert, but Roc Nation as well. This lawsuit was followed in October 20th, but now it's kind of coming to light as it just kind of surfaced. I saw it on Reddit first, then I saw it while I looked up the specific case number, and then now people have, caught on seeing it on Twitter.
Chart data released that JT got 221,000 streams first day for Girls Gone Wild, right? However, they turned around and tweeted 2 hours later that she actually got 139,000 streams on Spotify for the first day. And JT deactivated after the announcement that she got 221,000. So I can only imagine how she feels like seeing how much she really got. I think she deactivated because Lil Uzi and Roc Nation are currently being sued for labor violations and sexual harassment from a former personal assistant.
So here's the real question. What's really happening behind the scenes with JT and Lil Uzi? The assistant dropped the case just 17 days in. Was it hush money, pressure, or something else entirely? And with Cardi B weighing in with her cryptic message, don't play about me ever late about always on time. You can't help but wonder if this is karma finally catching up. People are talking, speculating, and the social media storm isn't slowing down. Lil Uzi has his own allegations. JT has her history of speaking out. And now we're left with questions that might never be fully answered. But one thing's for sure. This story is far from over. And you better believe the next twist could come at any moment. So, stay tuned, because when it comes to this drama, the truth is always more shocking than what meets the eye.